igento buna emergency fund boniga onyore accident totebega iga Hurlingham the first hospital ko irutari Kenyatta asengencho tari kwenyara igokura iru Nairobi hospital obe stabilized ekere kwa very stabilized umanya kuba moved to enyagitari eriyo renyare lakini igento kia muhimu kwanza no gokonya obugima amangana ariyo kwenda kubekera ini Kenyatta ukanyete amanyika kagoiteka kabisa that has stopped. Number 2 kibe senchiro chia chronic illnesses abantu buna bali bare babwate cancer na bintu bune ebyo now there is a fund to take care of such illnesses which is a very good step in the right direction. Tali buna kirege ntase sha nekebe the only challenge number 1 is the system that is not working, the benefits that are inferior and the quantity, the amount of money bago deduct kurua sabantu including those that already have private insurance. So ebina bintu tubwente kokora naende communication ekorbuya igento kende na mangana ya rifaro muna ekere kwa rwarire onye ko rensari bosongo muntu rwarite nsari bosongo onye rwarire iga dibagago so level 6 ya rwariwe iko bagoteba uragenda paka rugurari oresi rugoro bamanya gukurifa gochanya gitariga onye ko renye mataro togenda iranda kwanza uragenda dispensary nere tubwate uchi na nyevire elieta sorry yani you must look for the lowest level over referred to the next that has to stop onye ko ruarete from within iranda just get into iranda level 3 and get treated you get elinde abantu baito banyare gokonyeka. That is something that we are going to talk to the ministry on Thursday. We are meeting them and it is something ngochi gosuguma with a lot of keenness.
Ile kemirongo bere chise setu cha mambia
Matiang'i the next president of the Republic of Kenya.
Is it even attainable?
What do you mean by attainable? Ndaetengo tebiga my brother. Ndaetengo tebiga. This is a dream nchena twarire kuru 2018. Ndire na aligete about Matiang'i and why one time he will become president of Kenya. Number 1, it is his work ethic. Obokoliega asibwae. Matiang'i noroche gasi akora in the Ministry of Communication. Nero rented the digital migration and he did it with a lot of vigor. Talimeti nero gerete tukagenda to the next level. Number 2, aba Kenya utabasugumeti mbali kuigwa. Number 2, education. You saw what Matiang'i did in the Ministry of Education. Everybody knows na abana bali Matiang'i asometi once ipipa moganyererete na bwa bachigenzi bagota yakai Matiang'i ale tumubeke president ku Kenya ngima. Number 3, Ministry of Interior. What Matiang'i did in this nation na ende liga arenge like a deputy president and he used to be very fair tatieti kumusakirege ntogo chagusi. While that is what Kiromonta ale gutaka na atemeta akaba fair aka make sure ebintu byakorekanire across government. That time I was working for the deputy president, honorable the current president, His Excellency William Ruto, and I want to tell you I admired the work ethic yomuntu okorokwa Dr. Fred Matiang'i, and that is why Matiang'i akocha gotenenubo president gokonya ba Kenya kurubo koromi bwa William Ruto na abantu bae na endo muntu urarigiriri Ruto iga maiso imekenye amaiso imega na enda motebie kene oyo mobo gakurukuna rigiji noroche gasi akora oyo kabere gakurukuna Antoney Kibagendi muchumbo bogetu Chache South oyo gatatu na endo rechingo chinkong gakurukuna Fred Matiang'i na ende naro maetaba Kitutu na bantaba abale mutore no maete senate yaito Richard Onyonka igonta etengo tebinaki Richard Fred Matiang'i nko irare William Ruto nka why number 1 no discussion about chikora chiagusi na igwo soroka agochaga agakonya kuboli gose nabwate chibese gose Matiang'i does not need money. Really? Money choko beka amaguta atarira abantu abatebinaki we are saving the pay slip, we are removing SHA, we bring back NHIF, we are removing the current university funding model torrente iriye gokoregasi tani de tibese nyingi ne choko beka amaguta chigari ne chindege. Number 2, Moroche corruption yerense Matiang'i will bring that to an end. Number 3, tribalism erase serikali mbone kare chigenzi chiatago tokonya na rio bukabira bwa ke yake igo kwari koigwa umuteneneri bwa Kenya Power musigisi muteneneri bwa maguta musigisi muteneneri wapi. That was very unfair. Bono genzi na bacha go tokonya etutagete Matiang'i anyare go streamline this country. And I want to tell you, we don't need Matiang'i to be president for 10 years. We want Matiang'i to come in as a transition person to streamline this country, clean it, 5 years, clean it, aruororo omuntu ndanya ariko irobogambi, because we know what Matiang'i can do. Ngotebi, why Matiang'i is going to be president. My friend, ekero muikoyo egesa kyo muikoyo kia mwire na nae getete go support. That is not an easy thing. Number 2, the next biggest tribe in Kenya igekoro kuna Gen Z. Aba Gen Z ba mwire Matiang'i bago support. Bona eningo okuruga ali South Mugirango Silvano so practicability is numbers.
How do we add up the numbers?
Na gotebiri, it is not just about our numbers. The numbers, the community, people know the work ethic of Matiang'i. The biggest tribe in Kenya Boniga is the community ya Gikuyu. Number 2 is the Luya. Number 3 is the Kalenjin. Ruto comes from number 3, but he's the president. It is not a must. The community with the highest population nere uchikova a president. Boniga, the community ya Agikuyu kose Mount Kenya, aba Meru, aba Embu, aba Ikoyo, bonsi ba amwire Matiang'i. Etotagete tobuaterane. We bring in Kalonzo, we bring in Eugene Wamalwa, we bring in Natembea, we bring in all these people. We make Matiang'i the president. And I want us to change one perspective. Matiang'i is not a candidate of Abagusi. Matiang'i is a candidate of the people of Kenya. But the people who want him to save this country are Kenyans. It is not that it is Kisses who are presenting him for negotiating purposes. No. We want Matiang'i to be president to transform this country. Again, to number 2. If you look at how our politics here, again, to kera to chaire buno mugusi, ntubuati spokesman, gosomonto gotena motuaria, otoruanerera. Boniga, omonto kuruku, Matiang'i atenene, the minimum. Yani riara performing the worst. Iga ucha kutuara bachumbe 20. Worst. Lakini kwanya oromo omonto buna wetangula na Ford Kenya abwata bachumbe 5 omo senator yomo, lakini igago decide abantu bako a cabinet na abwate chi permanent secretary chi ambassador intu etokuruterwa matoronge na ende amatoronga atokuruterwa tutaraburiwa twate ebyo nobo minister bosira ko oru obekubo na executive chairman we parastato. It is very unfair. That is why we must have a spokesman, and we have agreed as a region we are going to work together to sell the Matiang'i candidature, and there is no stopping this juggernaut. Train yeye will get injured politically.
Wachire se show not once not twice.
Yes.
It should be done.
But so
basically we don't even need that spokesperson.
But does it happen? Does it happen? It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. Gusi chibese chiko enda 2 or 3 constituencies choka. Bali bako enda banya gotebie president igen toko korasha yenengi ya naye the best gendra kuna chaba anto chibese chia housing abachumba abuna Boka bago tomeru resources into abande CDF yo katoko korregasi. That is very unfair. We want equitable distribution of resources. Again to kende nda etengo tebi about the Matiang'i candidature. The international community. So how omaete in the second term of Uhuru Kenyatta, Matiang'i, while me and President Ruto were campaigning for him, for Ruto to be president, Matiang'i was going around the world representing the president in various functions. Even the international community, they are willing and able to work with Fred Matiang'i. Currently, he's working with the World Bank. He wanted to run down his contract up to sometime in August, but we've told him he has to come now.
Where is this Matiang'i?
He's in the US. Ngo chale. Ngo contract ya ngo terminate yale respectfully. Achega to achakire campaign. If you saw.
And why are you declaring on his behalf?
No, he has indicated to us. We met him. By the way, I want to tell you, Omweshimua Matiang'i na turangeli na bachumbe bagusi. 20p for lunch. agatorangeri 20 na endo umuntu atebeti atuchike no muntu ukuruku honorable Josh Nyamoko oyure chairman ye caucus yaito kere twarike group abandi bagachaka kumurama lakini ntu abandi tugakora ki tukagenda kumutegerera na lieri tu amuboretie buna abantu bago demand chigenzi cyatebire ochobe president Kenyambi atebire ochobe president inkibono uganyete na lieri atotebeti I was doing consultations out here na chite gukwana na abantu ntaite bambuatesi the Catholic Church, the Anglican Church, the Pentecostal churches. He is now reaching out to the SDA Church because the church has been let down by the current regime. That is the truth. And they feel the person who has the capacity ura nyari kurigirira rute riso igamotebie kene bagende to 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 ura rende chikura chiae ningo Fred Matiang'i naende tutagete
no,
abwaterane n'abandi tuachakire na bwek abwaterane n'abandi Rigiji na Teba ache babwaterane Kalonzo babo Eugene Wamalwa the whole team natembea Western igechenjeti my friend
inova nyene esemati yako mota kerikoro that unity mori on that unity as presidential candidate yae
inta itengo tebiga
so ngati chaka no impuru nyomba mtolo banga kwanza.
It is not the MPs that decide it is the people. Raia wameamua bona ayonye tutagiti kumu support ni igoro ryao oni gutaite kogo Kiruto omuntu kuruku Nyamoko iga ikaransa tore nere na Ruto akamota Matiang'i kagocha ewevu ine nkongu mono nchetinko nyara kobera isiko rasi mambwatesi omwana kurunka bunaye okubwatesi unabantu kurusei no monta atali kogenda outside that framework igo. There is no way to na saying encho 1 or 2 MPs are not with us, then it is we are not together. No, raia wameamua we are together. And I'm telling you, in the year 2002, Chache would have been president because the opposition was united, or even Wamalwa, or even Ngilu. Those that were in that coalition, anybody amongst them would have been president. And that is why we are saying the opposition must unite. And once the opposition unites, whoever they will identify as the presidential candidate oina erogo chikobwa. And from the look of things, omonto batagete koe kerogeke Fred Matiang'i.
Do you still believe as a chama ODM?
ODM ne patiengia sana.
No bwate mane neno bado?
Ni mbwate doubts na ODM aseki ya tokoleire bobe sana as Umugusi community. ODM has really discriminated us as a community. Why? In Bunge, again, tonkereke kuruku lucrative committees. None of us is in any of those committees. Una budget, una PAC, PIC. Those are committees that we ought to have been part of. Go say, umontabe chairman ye committee in Bunge. None of us. Nche, Kisairo, Barongo, Manduku, Osero. None of us. Oche, again,
Nyamoko is the chairman
leadership.
Of the committee.
Nyamoko is in UDA.
So you're arguing for ODM?
Yes. Number 2, Oche, again, to leadership. From the minority leadership, minority whip, deputy minority whip, deputy minority leader, Beyonce. Ba Oche na naki, omonto, kuru ODM, kurugusi, tabuenereti. Number 3, as we speak, in Bunge, aba chumbe bo kabale in 1 committee, kere mpigere in 2 or 3 committees. Aba chumbe bo kabale in 1 committee in Bunge. Ninche, the health, Barongo, or energy, Onchoke, or is it I think is it national administration a committee but is in 1 committee. We ought to be in 2 committees in all those committees. It is something that has really messed up the party in Kisii. Number 2, tukaruanira tubeke Simbarati a chairman ye party. Umo governor ito. By the way, we are working very closely with the governor. Puna village polytechnic cheito, we are working on improving them. Puna Nyabundo, somebody has sent me a text. We are working on pushing some resources there. Chindochi cheito Chipara. We sat with the governor and we are working together. We want to improve our county and our constituencies at large by working together. So, governor tu alikumuruanerera tobe kegendo gekuru kunaki tumubeko bo chairman. Lakini bakagata bwango bakao mogere. Haya, tukarua tukateba, governor was deputy party leader. What did they do? They went on to water down the deputy party leader's position. Wakamoa, wakanyemente kabaisa toriba gaya alikutika ibere wakamoa deputy party leader. Number 3, tukaikaransa tukateba, umheshimiwa Timothy Bosire abe kubo CS inki oro chae ntu atebete na ntu ikaranse to negotiate for obo PS inki twairwe ngote tigatoganya torore na ende ntu ateti baba nko eboro obo PS obonge onye gogoturi no obo CS oto obo PS obo Nyamira no obo Mugusi yani Kisii County. So that is something that has made us have issues with ODM.
More frustrated as you say.
Yeah, by speaking like I'm speaking, it demonstrates we are on our way out.
No, if truly the party are frustrated, you resign.
No, we don't
and
go
quit
that
the
direction.
party.
No, Ruto na avete frustrated na Jubilee, he didn't resign. He pushed on to the last minute akachiko kosoa e party engao e yuanya teko run nero for election. So we are working with it. It may change. By the way, another thing I need to tell you. I had a meeting with the Honorable Edwin Sifuna the other day, Senator. Iga antebetie November obwo, while Jubilee is claiming Matiang'i as their candidate, even ODM is looking at having Matiang'i as their candidate. So you cannot rule that out. ODM may be the party for Matiang'i and even Jubilee. But I want to tell you one thing. The party that will be taking Matiang'i to State House is not an existing party. Those will be coalition parties. We will form a new party that will have a framework, a foothold and strong kwerende na kindaruke. Yani abwate tene chinguru chia chionsi elinde anyare kokoraki anyare koborerie party yue obo president. He'll not run on a UPA ticket. He'll not run on a Jubilee ticket or ODM. While we wish he runs on ODM or Jubilee, I think the best thing to do will be to form a new party, and then the party will be in a coalition with Jubilee and ODM and all the other parties, DAPK and all the other parties, including Munya's party area kuroku PNU, a party ya Rigidiago Chiko form, Gosekoira,Ekuruku Democratic Party. All these parties will be in the same coalition, so that we have a formidable coalition that is going to face William Ruto, who has genuinely and systematically oppressed Kenyans for a long time. Woni ganko boliga usora go chaga otote bigure ya Ruto no na oyondo yo treasurer. Let me ask you, if Ruto can oppress Kenyans like this, abduct young people are killed all over the place, and it is his first term, he is hoping to be re-elected. What will he do in his second term? We are not going to allow that to happen, and that is why we are saying Kenyans igora maiso onde bwenzi ogote igora ya Ruto kwa murigererio ino monto oranyoro
kiro monto na bwate political association right.
It is okay, but let me ask you,
you cannot go demonize your monto or express a right high
na tinda mo demonize ngota yabana kitali monto obwate birengererio bia, because there is no way even maiteboni gabago kwa na inflation ya chirenze. Do you know why inflation here chirenze? It is because people don't have even money to spend. While they are beating their chest that they've done some fiscal things that have improved on the economy, which is not true. But the number of throughout, they are not God. What has helped us to is long rains. January is usually a very dry month. No matter.
It is.
But we have rains now. In Burakuru 2022 June, we have had rains constantly. Igekova dry for a week or so in Brayatu. So we've had food all that time. Lakini barobuko kobabolia, we gave fertilizer. Igo ya inkiregenteko ya rekobekerwa fertilizer. Paka matoke na ichingen. You know, rasma tuaboli they had questions. Gaki boniga aye chibeso kuna chuchia housing. Enyombe ingo cha konyire nkwa agacha iga Nairobi. Nkwa agacha nka naende enyombe ingo cha konyiyo yore ko ruga ari nyanjwa. Nyigwete nkwa agacha barege tiki endege ngo kerusi kere bataite kwa agacha chinyomboro. No maite bo igo boncha.
Nindawe.
Igo no go chiko kogore nyombo men.
Alikuwa nganga na minto.
Bas. Ona inayo go support housing. So what we are saying, we transform this country. Transforming this country, number one, starts with changing the leadership. Oroche, ikoba kubuata, ogenda, Western. Bunako abante bonus. A company on receivership. How do you get a bonus on a company that is on receivership?
Maybe it's making money.
which when you're on receivership, it means you're operating in negative. They're trying to help you to come to positive. You understand it?
Yes.
So those are some of the bribery is something that has to stop. That is what this government is doing. Instead of focusing on unaboniga onye kwabere gokora chidari chiumu muragete koru Bomet ko Rift Valley. Okoligere rimna chi school cha Rift Valley chire chicho the classes and what have you. Okweboli ekere president ekoira 10 billion shillings for renovation of State House. Yet the whole of Rift Valley skuru nchibuati adequate classes. Ebago somera magogo ime. Abane bago somera magogo ime. Mbabu ati cho bako gendoro sana. Kakiuroche igomborongi. 10 billion shillings. It is very unfair. Na kitoko tebera, we have to change the leadership of this country. We must bring in a fresh person or understand it that Kenya needs to move forward. We don't have to stagnate. Bago chabakuwa na buya. Isha itafanya, itasaidia hata mtu maskini aweze kufanya nini? Kutibiwa. Lakini they try to put the rich versus the poor all the time. Lakini mama mbogo huyo, nga yeye akonye kile. Mtu wa bodaboda amesaidika namna gani? Na hii serikali. It is genuinely unfair, and I want to ask you, my brother, we have to step up and confront this government. Again, tokiende nata ite gukwanira. Ekwamboli na ndegoro ya epati na ne boli na muntu yokuru Lawrence ninta eteli mate ne bochumbe. Aminyo kiuga alibo kia kumukapisa. Arorena bantu bagocha rasi mweberelie kura. Ekure igeko ebereliwa. Tari no kuya yake kuba. Buna ine president ati ya watu wanashindana na mimi. Nitawasukuma wataendesha ainingo tata. Ainingo akera abakenya bakanire naende sudi gago tena chikura chiko anga goisa na etokomenta igomba maete kura nchiyo bago chikonyora. My friend, if you don't have Ukambani, you don't have Mount Kenya, tubu ati gusi bagere tubu ati bonsi ayenke yogo chikoros chikura kamba mansa mbago tageti nka yogo chikoros chikura
inundi mwagete sagwe ino
mukana we even woni gamba tete opinion poll ende onse soke na ende bago soke bako inflate bago change figures iga etichi empichio kabago tigachi soka kidogo nobo governor yabo bao boete soke oro kinaki. This government is unpopular, and that is why oroche no ene Muturi, Justin Muturi agotene nako boli gaki inki moko mentera bana inki moko abdacteria bana una bobora itutagete nda etenko boli ya Lawrence yae una bobora itutagete baro batena. There are no abductions in this country. Una those paka police etamanyeti ige minute ge kosinkere ke bangire na bantu gete geko gamber kuwe nyomba gete kego tumu kienda kuligi abantu bagokoraki bako criticize the government.
Abantu mbare abachief mbare batano ba abducted igoro ali northeastern Mandera. If abaraiba abakorire mirimo bo chief abakorire mirimo beserikali bakoro ku chiefs benyora situation.
That is very different. We know northeastern the Al-Shabaab problem ngo abduct pale paka abasigari no enaba army no enaba chief no endire bataite go abduct mo governor, the former governor. Igo northeastern is different from the rest of the country.
Their case is different.
Their case is very different.
Very well. Mwanzo mwatakali tonyalo ujumbe kidogo alafu tabane kuerana nchiko soma maswali yao tokwirana baada ya ujumbe yiga erobo ya tehero mwanzo mwatakali tumayekora chinsa inyeche bono mambia soma maswali ya beratatu elindelio tonyale kuba tokogenda mutwe muskinara yiga oriko kuwana igoro ye para nira yiga actually tuwa yes. The road is done on paper but not complete. Orovoti Ria Bineri is total not done. Na hivyo ndio pesa ilienda. Ask mheshimiwa please, this road is wanting. Osoro kuruka nyimbo.
Thank you. Umaetechi propaganda nchire nko kekera abantu bakorenta open like this elinde twanyara gochi clarify. Epare iyo kururia Bineri gochi Orovoti.
He has actually attached a report, Auditor General.
Yes,
on this one.
The Auditor General report is not in doubt that the road was done. the Auditor General report is saying the signage was destroyed. Now, this is, for them, they are saying, the auditor report is saying the road was done, but they are saying it wasn't done. Now, this is what I want to clarify.
The report says the road was vandalized by the area MCA.
Yeah, listen, so I clarify. Number one, that is a county road. A county road that we had decided to do. However, the road is very narrow. And the quantities that had been put on that road were not going to sustain okorosigwe pareyu. So what did we do? Instead, we moved the funds to an even longer road. Ekoruria Masagara, Koru Masagara, Gocha, Oroboti. That is where the funds worked on that road. Now, the road from Oroboti to Vinairi, ya rosetiu by hand, because number one, people refused to move their fences. So we said, instead of these funds going back, let us push these funds and take them to Masagara Uchioroboti. And the explanation was given to the auditor. That is why he didn't change the description of the road.
Okay.
That is why the auditor did not question. Lakini asengencho abubapugete itawape umaarufu. That is why they keep bringing it up. And now I want to tell them, if you want that road done, I'm willing. Omo Chief, Omo Sanyo Lawrence, is willing to sit with the chairman, CDF, and the chairman of our roads committee. Bagendega bakore public participation. Abantu banche chimbebe chiabo chikoreki chisukiwe to the length that is required. Elinde epare yo nyare gokoraki enyare gokorwa. The funds for koru riabeneri gochoro poti were used to work on the road here 1.2 kilometers ekaende karosi Masagara Oroboti, which is 1.5 kilometers. However, even from riabeneri gochoro poti, we got people to work on it labor base okoboko kiregitanki ari konyora gosok arari epareyo, and they need to stop ekina kibago tumia every day mnachibesti arusiwe. The money for that road was used on Masagara to Oroboti. Koru riabinairi go Oroboti, we used labor based, and it is because the people refused to move their fences. And now we are going to do that road through public participation with the area MCA, the chief of that area, and the community leaders, so that it is genuinely a very bad road. Na agenda matanga wuchio, the road is not passable if you don't have a four-wheel drive car, especially ekeremburetwete. But we are going to work on it.
Right.
So this propaganda that they keep every day, that is what they talk about every day. Ekina kibago kwanira mbali kwenyora gukwana eliero ya rosiwe eyo korwa Masagara Gocha Oroboti. The Auditor General was explained to, and that is why he didn't change the description of that road. Propaganda yende utaralente rugabu nigoro ya KMTC.
No, I'm going to do this one in the Chile.
Yes.
Lakini tiatano tara liga. Obedi osituntabo abatanga kusema ukweli gusia itabare baite barairega stay wamejificha nyuma ya Matiang'i etimbaka mburi aljafanya kazi ako nyuma ya Matiang'i.
Nani hajafanya kazi? Every MP is doing a very good job. That I can tell you. I know every MP is trying to do their best, but I cannot speak for everyone. I want to speak for myself. Nche look at our schools, look at a bursary. Like now we just applied a bursary application to Akorete on 2nd and 3rd of January. We are working we are doing the vetting. We are doing a very good job. Na ndege ntokende neba gukwanira is abalimu batige gusaidia abana home when they know bursaries have not come. They are the ones who push children to underperform because of Konyakobatomanka, especially on funds they know Chigo Chikorua as a bursary. Number 3, our polytechnics. I'm doing the best to ensure the Kitutu Chache South Polytechnic Erekia Mwasi, we push our children to go there. Especially
actually on that Kiamwasi,
yes,
somebody has sent me Gaiga. Kia Mwasi TVC Kitutu Chache South. Students in the open under trees because of the contractor flushed them out of the classroom because he claims he has not been paid.
That's a lie.
Kisi National Poly, the contractor is not listening to the institution's administration. The principal and other trainers have no offices nor washrooms. Neither do they have a say. Are you aware what is?
That is a lie. Aba wanafunzi, they have unfinished classes that bagosomera. Number 2, ngotumia bale eye county, there is a polytechnic a village polytechnic county, that is where they study from. The problem we have is national government
send me actually has pictures. Students are isiko.
This is a regular class, but I decided to go step out. I can tell you they have classes that they study in. Mondole malicious. The classes are unfinished. But that is not even a member of parliament's problem. The issue is the national government has told the contractor to leave the site. Aseki, a contractor yangire gukore skuru for the past 2.5 years kurumba muchumbe. Otebi ukaruga tolente contractor yende ekore skuru abanafunzi basoe. Every year mplani tikolenta abanafunzi in the beginning of the year a contractor yanga kuruoro. They are working, the students there are learning from the polytechnic, a year village polytechnic area within the same compound. And even the same building, there are a few classes that are, the principal has done so well, to standards that students can actually learn from. It is just that they don't have workshops, and the lower part of that polytechnic, basement, and that is why this contractor ebuenerde kurwa as a site. Ento kende nata etengo tebi nigoro KMTC turari kerwa. Muntu nale kurumatie kali okunya gutara gwe akege kuba muna polytechnic ya bwente ko baga ntete mbe very clear about the KMTC. Kitutu Chache South has one KMTC. A KMTC eyere town. Iga angena nyagitali. Kisi KMTC. That is one. Number 2, there was a KMTC that was supposed to be built in Matieko by the former member of parliament. However, there was a disagreement with the diocese on the land that he wanted to use. So he pushed that polytechnic to a different location in Nyamatuta. However, KMTC national office, igachana regulations, igateba, for you to build a KMTC, you must build it next to a minimum level 4 hospital. Yani KMTC that's maybe neighbor elinda banafunzi abo basomera senya gitari eyo. That is one. Number 2, you must have obolemu a certain acreage. Number 3, you must demonstrate that nenya arekonyora adequate support from the community in terms of in terms of even feeding of the students. And I demonstrated to this particular individual obere kagocha na this propaganda. Again, topne administrative block ebagoteba rasi metware a floor area ya 976 meters squared, which we don't have. Again, to the preliminaries, the master plan, those are things right now that we are not in a position. But he keeps coming up with this story every day. Every day. E propaganda nsinyire na kiatara kolikiraga abo elindo nyare ko manyana ki what amount of propaganda people come up with. And the land has to be registered in the name of KMTC. But the first thing is a level 4 minimum level 4 hospital next to where the KMTC is supposed to be constructed. So these are some of the things we are trying to pursue. Igomo ntutaka kwenye tumia propaganda na igwe teka agatema kwenye raise somewhere where the governor was agatema gusuma pako mo MCA gete elinda kwa na igoro yegente ki unfairly, but they were very careful because they actually know the truth. The former MP tried to push for the KMTC. Of course he moved it from Matieko to Nyamatuta. Even me have tried to push Enyarekoba constructed, but the regulations do not allow for that to happen.
Okay. Kisa chete chachire chideka ni nyecho kachitegete chuma yako ragachinsa inyeche bonamambia tonyoro jumbe alafu tokorana mheshimiwa atakuwa anapeana ngane hayo mwelio morning nyakundi ask mheshimiwa about Manyamataro Matoke Matongo Road. itatengenezwa lini? Hii ndio barabara yake. Iona na barabara
ekina kinatanga na gukwa naga ikoraga na tategerete na gotebye pale kurunya Nyabururu pakekerisia eyo nchokete round igere loop okagenda round iga eche komere lami ya Nyamataro eye kugenda town. That loop eronko bekwere lami boniga. They are starting with the Nyabururu stretch from Nyabururu Girls all the way to the church. Pamanyako because there's a discussion with the church on where the road should start iga mategeti nka yepare yugwetera rendete iga ete magega eche paka iga eskuru ekurukuna Imperial igalie o Professor Nyasani etiriga eche kosoka Nyamataro.
I don't know, so una kwanirega is also asking about water, but water is a devolved function.
But na inchi na atemire where I can. Number one, water is a devolved function. But na achakire nkobeka mache within schools mna ongincha akonya a community, a secondary ne primary ne na the community. Na beka mache kia mwasi akokonye polytechnic, a primary and the community. Na nkonya sukitole yage ande paka Nyamorenye skuru through gravity. Nkobeka tora mache iranda. We are redrilling the borehole that is there. According to the county sometime back ya teachire ekonye dispensary, a primary school, a secondary school and the community. Nkobeka tora mache iguraria kiombeta anyare gutirimboka by gravity agende paka keole magega atirimboke paka sakuru kuna kioge atirimboke across ye para ache no nyem chinsa mochia kanunda. So it is something we are doing in consultation with the county government, lakini naende amache naro ye county ayua chakire kuranda within the constituency.
Your final remarks.
Again, tonataka ntebe in my final remarks. There are people who want to run for office, but they need to learn to say the truth so that noena wananchi banyare kubasika. Singincha wananchi n'abantu babwato bongo, abantu babo Kitutu are sharp people. Mumronaro gote nobo chumbe kunyagotena omweshimiwa akinye basari kuru 3,000 paka 10,000 elia karuru. Yet the people know they never used to get basari. Honorable Nyonka used to give basari to university students only. Me, after it increased a little bit, na atemire nkuru secondary, universities and tertiary colleges. So he needs to improve atige kunya kungaina abantu na enda manye obongainereri obu abantu mbaroche. Number 2, even if you want to run for office, when there's an issue, instead of trying to use it to popularize yourself, you need sometimes to reach out to our office to get the truth, because sometimes they end up embarrassing themselves, including your friend who comes here often. He rushes to do YouTube videos that nobody seems to go and watch. He rushes to do funny videos and make funny comments, instead of even reaching out to get the truth. Kwanyora werente irobo soku again tokende ntaetente ebya bako bolio obo ekerogeke tigago tomachi balimo gochia matanga. One person was almost beaten up ekerachi ko konda masa matanga na ende baru obata Kibagendi. I don't incite.
You don't want to be criticized.
No. I'm
not inciting people.
No. I'm not correct. You are ready to criticize me, say the truth. Omontago chana Kibagendi over 60 million abantu bakeboli muntu kyoyo abantu bakamubwata bakamachikomoko kumukora because they know it is a lie. Nobody mubetegali But I want to say that this, if you are running for office, be truthful, be realistic. Ligichikura na masikani asenga ncho nani ntuntu achirigetie na enda bananchi abatoroche mbali bantu baliri mbamaete igasi gokorbono eli yakorekanete no muntu ogotebekene elinde nkore kabisa ntebe abantu baito especially abalimu gaki chibaza ringo cha